It's Matty and Patty, coast to coast. From Brooklyn, it's Patty Madden to San Francisco. It's Matt Younger. Say hello, Matty.
Hey, Patty. How you doing, buddy?
Pumped up. Fired up, I might say.
It's time.
It's time. It's the final countdown.
Been preparing our whole lives for this moment, Patty.
Whole goddamn life. Full of disappointment and heartbreak and sorrow and sadness. It's all building up to this moment.
To this moment.
This one moment.
Where we can really experience heartache.
We didn't know true heartache until he's...
No. Get ready. Get ready for new
levels.
New levels, Patty.
Yes. Welcome to the Cleveland Sports Hour. As you can see, we are two self-aware but unapologetic homers who spend far too much time watching, reading, and thinking about the Cavs, the Browns, and the Tribe. Although tonight, it's going to be almost entirely the Cavs. So if you like the informed intelligence, yes, they have. They have. So if you'd like the informed, intelligent Cleveland fans' perspective, you've come to the right place. It's the finals, Matty.
Whew.
Woo. 1 year later, Matty, we are still podcasting.
Unreal. That's maybe the most amazing thing of all.
Happy anniversary, Matty.
I know. It feels so
good.
good.
You mentioned our last podcast.
What'd you get me?
I got you another podcast.
Oh.
I didn't fire you, Matty.
It's just what I wanted.
I didn't replace you with a
Oh, that's cold. You know just where to hurt me.
Oh God, yeah. Well, that's why we work well. That's why we work well together.
Mm-hmm.
What did I get you? We'll talk in a couple weeks.
Good answer.
1 year later, we were still podcasting. 1 year later, our Cavs are facing the Golden State Warriors. LeBron is still here, but this time he needs a little more help. Kyrie Irving, Kevin Love, Channing Frye. I'll go one step further. I'll say Richard freaking Jefferson.
Yeah.
That would have been a very big help last year instead of having James Jones out there. Around this time last year, this podcast lamented that the very Cleveland reality that LeBron would come home to Cleveland just in time for a historically great team to emerge out of nowhere to defeat us. Well, Matty, we're back here again, and the historically great team somehow got even better.
Unreal.
But you know what, Matty? So do the Cavs. Now,
that's right.
Maybe we don't pull this out, but I gotta quote Jason Lloyd's final thoughts from Game 6
doing it, huh?
Of the Eastern Conference Final. If you haven't read it, if loyal listeners, if you haven't read it, if you aren't reading his post-game comment columns religiously, you're a goddamn fool. Here's what he says. LeBron's 2-4 finals record is lingering with the chance to grow worse, but he has often quoted Teddy Roosevelt's citizenship in a Republic speech that Roosevelt delivered in 1910. It still holds true today. It is not the critic who counts, but the man who points out how the strong man stumbles, or where the doer of deeds could have done them better. The credit belongs to the man who is actually in the arena, whose face is marred by dust and sweat and blood. And if he fails, at least he fails while daring greatly, so that his place shall never be with those cold and timid souls who know neither victory nor defeat. The dust and blood is on James's face again. The idea of a championship is nearly within his grasp, but the ball is heavy, as is the burden of the city. Glory awaits. Bravo, Jason Lloyd. Bravo.
Just stepped right into that Windhorse slot.
God damn. Yeah, he totally did.
Where the hell are they, Akron Beacon Journal, coming up with these guys?
I don't know.
Crazy.
It was fantastic. All these fantastic reporters who are slightly overweight, coaching insights on the Cavs. Well, Matt,
Lloyd doesn't like that. He's not as fat as Windy.
No, he's not. It's not fair. That's not fair. He's kind of robust, whereas Windy's kind of morbidly.
We're worried a little bit.
We're worried a little about Windy, whereas just looks like just living life well, having a good time.
Yeah.
Well, Matty, we may not actually be in the arena, and we may not know victory, but God damn it to hell if we don't know defeat. So let's get it. I'm tired of this shit. I don't care if we're playing what might be the best team in history. It's our fucking time. Let's get it. And this might be a good time to note that it's the finals. So there is
what does that mean, Pat? Is there a swearing embargo?
There's a swearing. No. Quite the opposite, my friend. It's like amnesty. We're like amnesty's in fact, so grab your wife, grab your kid.
You're amnestying yourself this year.
Oh,
Sorry.
Oh God,
I had
no.
it backwards.
Yeah, no. I don't have bannings, but there's no way I can get through this without swearing like a goddamn sailor.
I understand.
So let's get that out of the way. There's a swearing amnesty in effect, so please don't let your children listen to this. Unless you want to raise a tough street kid. Anyway, tonight we're going straight to the kill list before we look back on those venerable Velociraptors and analyze what the conference finals tell us about the Cavs and the Warriors as they face off on Thursday. Then we'll wrap it up with our key things to watch, our predictions. Maybe they'll try to bounce back.
Nope.
No.
Nope.
That's doubtful, Maddie. I got to be honest. I feel a long one coming, Maddie.
Yeah, I think you got a lot to say.
Got a lot to say. Strap in, Maddie. All right, let's get right to the kill list. It is long.
Had the hate is
very
building
long.
inside me.
It's boiling over. I mean,
When your kill list starts while you're watching the series before the series you care about.
I know. Like 2 series before.
Unbelievable.
Let's start with Public Enemy number 1. You and I both know who it is.
He's taken it to new levels.
Yeah.
And I feel some I don't know. I feel good that the national media is starting to understand this. He's starting to get a reputation he deserves.
It's getting embarrassing to defend him. It's getting embarrassing to try and make a case that Draymond. Just explain the things that he's doing. There's one guy put together this long series of videos after the first.
Draymond Green, the bully.
Draymond Green, yeah, obviously. But this guy was trying to put together a video showing how Draymond Green always just randomly throws his fucking leg in the air for no apparent fucking reason. He does it all the time. So they're people. I'm like, that's crazy, incredibly fucking dangerous, and who gives a shit if it's not intentional? It's fucking reckless. Do you know if you do that in a goddamn soccer game? You know what happens in a soccer game if you do that? And that game is played with your fucking feet. You get a fucking red card, you get tossed out of that game and suspended for the next game. That's what fucking happens. Jesus. It's fucking.
I didn't realize it was a thing.
It's a public menace.
Yeah, I didn't realize it was a thing for him until I saw that montage.
Oh yeah, it's crazy. I didn't realize either. But that was presented as evidence that this, we should, stop making a big deal of this. That everyone does that. He threatened that he has a video of everyone doing this. No, you don't. You got one shot you can get, where guys maybe kick their leg out to get a fall. Like, obviously, when everyone does a little slight leg kick to draw contact, but the leg kick where his knee is up by his chin, he throws the leg up to his head.
Oh yeah. It's very different than sticking your leg out on a jump shot.
Yes.
Categorically different as a play than that.
I mean, they need to suspend him to protect him from himself. He tried to do. He did an arm bar on Steven Adams in Game 7, and
I don't know how he got away with that.
Hurt himself more than Steven Adams, but that dude should be completely suspended for that. He wasn't get. They got double fouls for it. He's not going to be suspended because they're terrible. I guarantee not a single technical foul for Draymond Green in this series. And I guarantee there's going to be at least 4 or 5 occasions where he's going to be cursing and calling the refs motherfuckers to their face, pulling things off that would be total technicals in any other environment. He will not get a single technical in this series.
Is he one tech from suspension too?
Yes.
He's one flagrant and
single
one tech either.
Flagrant one tech counts the tech. What tech or flagrant one of any sort, he's being suspended for the next game. That's not going to happen. They will never suspend him ever. Not in this series.
Flagrant worries me a little more, honestly, because that's something that it'll make me angry to watch him comport himself like he does with the refs with impunity.
Mm-hmm.
Physical attacks on our players is going to make me really mad, and that's something that needs to be adjudicated, especially coming off the Raptors series we just had, where they were called pretty liberally.
Oh my God! Yeah.
Ones.
How many flagrants have been called against teams we've been playing? Like 1, maybe 2. Biombo got 1 towards the end, finally, and it was a really weak flagrant one. It was sort of on like all the missed flagrant ones they've had earlier.
Was that the only one? I mean,
I don't think there's a single
one. Only one in that? I mean, Love got 1 in that series.
Love got 1 in that series, exactly. I feel like we've definitely been called for more flagrants than the other team, which is fucking crazy. Because we have not been that
I
physical.
think it's only 2 through the playoffs, right? JR got one for bringing his hand up to somebody's face along the baseline. I think in the Hawks series, the first game of the Hawks series.
And then Kevin Love. There might have been one more. I can't remember, but I'll Google
I
this
don't remember one from the Pistons series. Anyways, yeah, that's going to be – he is so in the lead of the kill list. It's unbelievable. Everything about him, everything about his game, his preening, constant preening.
Oh, God. He's
it drives me crazy. Drives me absolutely crazy. Let's stop talking about it.
Yeah, I fucking hate him, and I just I'd be so mad. I mean, normally I want to send Delhi after him, but I need Delhi. Delhi will get suspended. They'll suspend the shit out of any Cavs in this series.
What's going to happen to poor JR in this series? My God.
It's an important thing. We'll talk about JR in a little bit. All right, number 2 on my list, Matty. I think you might be number 2 on yours. Is the underdog.
Is that what you're calling him?
Yeah, well, that's what he calls him. He's the humble underdog. So humble,
dude. Fuck that.
No one believed in him, Matty. No one believed in him. Everyone doubted him. He didn't get a chance in the NBA. He's just the poor son of a millionaire NBA star, whose brother's also in the NBA. Who got drafted, top 10 lottery pick. Just no one gave him a chance, Matty. No one ever gave this guy a chance. He's so small. He's only 6'3". He's so tiny. He's so relatable, because he's just like all of us.
A recovering heroin addict.
I mean, just there. Fucking myth.
The thing I went on a tirade about this I was out watching the 3rd game of the Raptors series out at a bar here in San Francisco, and some people next to me started talking about Curry being humble, and I went berserk to the point where the people I was with were like, Matt, why don't you calm down?
Calm down.
And just you made your point. The humble stuff has to stop. He's good. He's a very good player, an extraordinarily good player. You can talk about that all you want. He's not humble.
No, not.
I don't walk around talking about how LeBron's humble. LeBron's not.
He's not humble.
He's not. Whatever.
Also, I'm not saying he should be humble. He shouldn't be. He's amazing.
Yeah.
But holy
don't
shit!
Give me that crap.
Nothing's humble about that motherfucker.
No.
Nothing again is underdog about him. Nothing is like the whole David Goliath thing. Well, he had a bad ankle for 4 years, so people didn't put him on the top echelon. That's why he didn't get the Nike deal.
Yeah.
And honestly, what?
Nothing.
What?
I'm angry. I'm angry. The anger's building.
Just building and building and building. And the worst thing is, this is where it gets me about the Warriors. They play such beautiful basketball. They play so beautiful. They do at times play beautiful basketball. They also rely in a heavy portion of their offense upon the worst shots in basketball. Terrible shots that if any other team were taking them and they were my team, I'd be furious all the time because they'd be shooting us out of the gym, meaning we'd be losing the game. But these guys had to be so good they can make bad shots. So congrats.
Yeah, they chucked their way to a win in Game 6.
Exactly. Well, it wasn't just them. Some choking going on too. But,
that's true.
But yeah, no, that made it possible. That chucking. All right, enough about number 2, 1 and 2. Obviously, we hate them. They suck and they're annoying. I have to say though, I've been very encouraged. If you've been noticing, I feel like just like with Draymond, I feel like the media honeymoon is starting to end a little bit. People are a little tired of this shit.
It is.
People are pointing out how he taunts the crowd with regularity, which is not something LeBron will do. The exciting chest thumping, occasionally it's too easy thing. Whatever. I'm not gonna defend LeBron. LeBron, of course, he's intimidating. But I don't know. I gotta say Curry is LeBron's equal, if not more, in how aggressively he taunts. But it's just nice seeing them turn around. One of my colleagues, who's a Knicks fan, who his wife. He's just telling me a story about how his wife was just giving him shit, saying you just last year you're saying how much you love Steph Curry, what a wonderful story it was. Now you hate him. What the hell happened? Hearing that,
Yeah.
Feels good.
Yes, I agree.
People are starting
It
to
happens. It happens to everybody.
See this team what it is.
It's happening to them. Yep.
The people are trying to see this team for what it is, which is two of the best shooters in history on a team that's pretty good. But are not really but they aren't very likely.
I don't know if that's entirely fair, Pat.
Well,
they're more than just two of the best shooters on a team that's pretty good. That's.
I think having two of the best shooters in the history of the game potentially, which is debatable, but they're up there. I think it masks their downtimes.
For sure.
They're a very good team. Very good team. Steph Curry leads that team. They still win like 50 games. Right?
Yes.
Right? That's incredible.
Yes.
Cavs with LeBron, we don't win 50 games.
No. I don't know that we win 30 games.
It's possible, exactly.
We saw it happen this year.
Exactly. But I think those two help propel them from a 50-win team that we could beat to a 73-win team that is, an overwhelming favorite in the national media. All right, so let's move past them. Who else is on your hate list?
Have you forgotten about Andrew Bogut already, Pat?
No.
Did that happen?
No, he's just such a pathetic
shithead
that it's he's on my kill list for sure, but he's number 3.
Oh, he's number 3. I'm just saying.
He's just number 3. I put him with the riffraff.
He's above the riffraff.
Oh, really? Yeah.
Oh, yeah. His play is objectionable.
Oh, it's objectionable, but I just don't think he's
a lot of dirty. Good. He does a lot of dirty stuff. He's the second dirtiest player on that team, easily. Get ready for some amazing moving picks where he continues to back up into the defender as the defender tries to go around him that aren't called.
No, don't just get ready for that. Don't just get ready for that. Yeah, get ready for the defensive player getting called for fighting through that moving pick. Because that's that is penalty number 1. The refs will always call that shit. They will not call the moving pick.
What's the over under for the number of times Iman Shumpert and J.R. Smith are called for that foul?
What's that?
Series? The over under for the number of times Shumpert and Smith are called for that particular. On that particular play. 5 series?
There might be a delay here with you and me, but I'd say 6 over under.
No, that's what I said. 5.5.
There you go. 5.5. Yeah. I can do that thing. Where's Iggy on your list? Is he 4? I think he's 4 on mine.
I think so. Yeah, I think so.
For a guy that cries when he gets hit, the way he tried to mock LeBron and just ran his head to a fucking camera, like, fuck that dude.
Yeah.
Fuck that dude who never had a 3-point shot until he came to Golden State.
Still doesn't really have.
Never had a 3-point shot until the playoffs last year. I don't know. I forget his numbers, but I'm always surprised at how often he hits threes. It's just backbreaker. Because that dude, you need to leave open because it's a terrible shot, but then he hits them when he needs to. I hate him.
Yeah, he's 4. After that,
kind of falls off, right?
Hate is tied up there. Yeah, I don't hate Thompson.
There's so little hate to go around. I hate Thompson. No. He's 5th, but he's definitely hateable. Do you remember that game where he didn't do a goddamn thing? He was awful. Got owned by JR and Shump throughout the entire game. He had 11 points. He didn't do anything to help win the game at the end. It was very close, and then he shushed the crowd. Oh, shh. Dude, put the hand back in your pocket. You didn't do jack shit. You got your ass in.
Oh, yeah. That's making me mad.
You had one good game the entire series. And in the game that you shushed on was not one. So shut the fuck up. Fucking preening asshole. Fucking hate him. So he's dead. Dead to me. I'll kill him. I'll kill him in a heartbeat.
All right. After that, Patty?
I think that's it. Because I look, amnesty for former Cavs. Livingston.
I was going to bring that up. Oh, for Livingston and Spates.
I was going to bring up Spates.
I was going to bring up
Andy. Oh, come on. Hey, you know what? Your brother was all upset when we traded Andy and blah, blah, blah. You know what, John Younger? Andy Varejao right now. Don't feel bad about him losing, okay? Because I know you're worried about him. He gets a ring no matter what. He's already NBA champion. He's already an NBA champion. Did you know that?
Does he no matter what?
Apparently, I was reading somewhere because he spent enough time on the Cavs, he because he's on the opening day roster, he gets a ring if we win.
I don't know if that's true. Does Joe Harris get a ring?
I don't know if he was on. Well, yeah, maybe he does.
Does Jared Cunningham get a ring?
Maybe he
I don't know
does.
if that's true. I think you read it wrong.
I'm going to choose to believe that until you research it otherwise.
It can't be true.
It has to be true. It feels better that way. Matt, it's true because I want it to be that way.
All right, well then fine. You can have it your way.
Thank you. Was that so hard?
No, I think the yeah.
So all cats get a pass except Steve Kerr.
Who? Steve Kerr? Oh yeah.
He's kind of an arrogant little shit.
You know what he did that got me was when he acted enraged that the suggestion that Draymond Green might get suspended for the kick to Adams' balls.
I expected to rescind that play one.
Yeah. Instead, it should be rescinded. I was like, "This your credibility, Steve. I'm not going to forget about this.
I'm going to kick you in the fucking balls and ask you if you want me if that should be rescinded." That didn't make sense, but I don't care. It feels good. Just kick him in the fucking balls and ask him.
Yeah, I forgot that we started.
How do you feel about that?
Want to murder him last year?
He's on the outside looking in, but he might make the kill list. Obviously, we have our 5. Right? We have our 5.
Yes.
But Kerr could climb up there because I guarantee you I'm going to be up super, super stupidly late watching all of the press conferences.
The post game. Yeah.
That was a horrible habit I had last year. But I did it.
You're definitely doing that again.
Started done. Yeah. I started doing it like in the second round. All right, Maddie, what's your existential dread level at right now?
What scale am I working on?
Let's see. 1 to 10 is too boring. Let's get real here. From a scale of
was it just like rainy afternoon to their life has no meaning?
Oh no, I was gonna say Brown's just happy to be in the playoffs, losing the Steelers or losing Miami, to fumble or drive. Or for you, what would it be? The shot?
Yeah, I'm up as high as you can get.
Yeah, like you're
as high as you can get.
You're expecting something to eclipse. What's your worst sports moment?
I think it's Game 7 in '97. 3 outs from a World Series. I think that's it.
Yeah. I was. You know what? I'll give it that because I was an adult, and my. To explain to people how big of a Cleveland sports fan I am, I explained to them that I was upset visibly. Like I was depressed visibly for a full week after that World Series loss. I was visibly depressed longer than I ever have over being dumped. Like I was able to comport myself within a couple of days with every girl that dumped me. With the Tribe, that was the one thing that I had a really fucking hard time getting over. And that was So I was gonna say that it's tied within the drive and the shot because I drove home. I cried the entire drive home from the shot, and I was pretty inconsolable with the fumble. But yeah, I think you're right. I think the blown save was number 1.
That was Game 7 of the World Series, for God's sake. Pat, it's as high as it can go for me. This is maximum risk, maximum reward, which is personal level. One of the reasons I was sort of hoping Oklahoma City would win. One, just because we'd have home court, and that's enough. And I think we match up better with them. But 2, like this is all the stakes, man. Like if we win this, it's incredible. It changes everything about last year. If we lose, it's worse.
It's we're doubling down, man.
Everything. I know.
We're doubling down, all in. As they say.
This is it.
But the other reason why it's so rough is that like if Oklahoma City had won, I mean at least I could have finished this playoff being like at least the fucking Warriors lost. Like I would have really gotten some serious satisfaction out of that. That's how much.
Yes, agreed. Totally.
All right. I think I've overindulged in the kill list. let's move along. Let's look back at the venerable Velociraptors that we defeated. First of all, one of the big questions we had going into the series was whether our historic 3-point barrage was a mirage. And honestly, I think I wrote my notes for one half. It really seemed like it. I was thinking of the 3 for like 17 half when we got blown out.
The first half of Game 3, yeah.
But honestly, Games 1 and Games 2, we were pretty shitty from 3-point line. It was really the first 2.5 games we were awful from 3.
Yeah, we just didn't need it the first 2.
Yeah, because they were just giving us wide open shots to the basket.
Mm-hmm.
But then we picked it up. The last 3
game and a half.
Game and a half.
Yeah, we shot well from 3 in the second half of Game 3.
I said 2.5 games, 3.5 games. Honestly, Game 4 we shot pretty well from 3.
Yeah.
Game 5 and Game 6 that we shot pretty well. Obviously,
yeah. No,
so it seemed like we certainly had within us to have 1 or 2 games where we don't shoot well from 3. And it seems pretty clear that we're going to lose those games against a team like the Warriors, unless they happen to have their offense.
It feels that night. Correct. Too clearly. I think that's one of the reasons. We'll get to that, but.
Yeah, we'll get to that. That was a really interesting observation you had in our texting chain watching Game 7. Another thing that stood out to me was Casey also played the Make Love Beat Us game, and it worked for 2 games. But
it worked until it didn't.
Exactly, until it didn't. So, how do you feel about Kevin Love in that series?
Extremely happy with how he bounced back.
Yes.
He can't have – we need him not the whole time. He doesn't need to be his best the whole time for us to even win a game. But for us to win the series, he's got to have 4 to 5 games of playing good.
Yeah. Yeah, no,
really good Kevin Love ball.
He's a huge key to the series, and again, we'll get into that in our preview. But how do you feel about did you read the stories about Kevin Love and confidence? Like, he had a horrible game 4, right, when we got blown out. He was just terrible. We were saying to each other in texting, like, I kind of wanted to keep shooting those shots. Like, those are good shots. They're going to start falling. We're getting good looks.
Yeah.
Like, you just got to keep shooting it, and don't get bogged down. Don't worry. Because the point is, if you stop shooting it, there's no point for you to fucking be out there, which, eventually took him out of the game in the fourth quarter. Also because Channing was, just super hot. But, you read the stories about, Channing Frye sat down, talked to him, Lou talked to him, Richard Jefferson. It's really fascinating to me how these old guys have turned out to be really key. Richard Jefferson wasn't here last year for Kevin Love. Channing Frye obviously wasn't here either, and it seems like those 3 are super, super tight right now.
It does feel that way, yes.
Yeah, those are his best friends on the team. It's amazing. It's amazing how much that can really impact your play and your fit on a team.
Mm-hmm. And clearly for somebody like him, it's a big. Was quoting that stat in the series, or maybe Mike Breen was quoting it, that when he hits his first shot, his shooting percentage is something crazy, and when he misses his first shot, it's.
Oh no! Oh God! I don't want to hear that. I'm going to be like, I'm going to see one shot miss. I'm going to be like, fuck it, let's just stop watching.
Yep. Get him out. The game's over.
Yeah, pull him. Channing Frye in. Jesus.
But it is pretty crazy, and that we'll get to that in the preview. But it'll be a very interesting question to see how we use him, who they guard him with. We need him. Mostly, I feel like we need him to hit threes, bang a lot, get some offensive rebounds, and not be a total tire fire on defense.
Yeah, exactly.
That's what I would ask of him.
Yeah,
but let's keep going. We're not in the preview yet.
Not in the preview yet. One big thing that I saw in the Velociraptor series that I did not expect to see, that I was totally surprised by, and I think is significant, particularly for the finals. The return of the hard show on pick and roll.
Yeah.
I thought I was watching Mike Brown's team in Game 5.
Yeah, when they started trapping them.
It was really Game 5 where they had these aggressive traps. Not even just traps, but just these aggressive shows. Even when it was at the top of the key, where you can't really trap at the top of the key, right? They would do these really hard shows and roll back to the hoop. I hadn't seen shows that aggressive since Mike Brown, as I said. And they did it really well. Another interesting wrinkle Matt, how often have you seen a team so strategically and aggressively and consistently pay attention to the clock and go just abandon their man for a double team with 3 seconds left?
Yeah,
that was
they were good about
incredible. I've never seen a team do that consistently. Have that kind of presence of mind. I've never seen that. Why don't more teams do that?
I don't know.
That's crazy.
It was very smart.
Super smart because you can't pass it. It's too late.
Yeah.
So I'm fascinated by that, and it gives me ideas for what the Cavs can do defensively going forward. It was fascinating. They showed that. That shows a really smart team on defense, even if they aren't necessarily the best one-on-one, because that's their big drawback. We don't have guys that are locked down on one-on-one, so they tend to need help. Or they tend to have breakdowns, which then creates, all the cascading effect of help defense. So that'll be interesting to look at. And we'll talk more about this as we get into the preview.
Yeah, I was going to say the other part about that, though, is that the Warriors are not the Raptors, and some of that stuff might not work as well. But we'll get to that.
For sure, we will get to that. But I think it's an interesting wrinkle because, well, again, we'll get to this, but I think we have to play differently against different players. Differently, if a pick's being set, it depends on who's setting it, and it depends on who the ball handler is. Yeah, how we react to it. We have to change our defense based on personnel. All right, the only thing I think to talk about is Biyombo a little bit, and Tristan. How Tristan disappeared for 2 full games, and that's a little worrisome because he's really key in the finals. What'd you make of that and Biyombo's money-making performance?
Yeah, it was weird. It was really 2 games from Biyombo that did it.
Yeah,
because he didn't do a hell of a lot in games 5 and 6.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. It is worrisome from Tristan. I don't know. Like the Warriors have a player like Biyombo. Bogut's not like that. He's not athletic. Green can do some of that stuff, but I think they ask him to do other things that take him out of that game a little bit. Ezeli a little bit,
and big as shit. Yeah.
But I think it's much more about Tristan and his effort level. I don't know what happened in those games to get him out of it, and I don't know that it's just Biyombo outmuscled them, for lack of a better word.
Yeah, I don't know. It's a little worrisome, but you're right. There's no one on that team that really has Biyombo's skill set. And again, that's one of the few advantages we have going into this is rebounding. Right?
You hope.
You hope because, again, we don't have Mozgov this year. I mean, he's on the roster, but we don't have that same dynamic in terms of being able to dominate the boards like that. But Tristan can certainly dominate over. Again, he's not. Bogut is certainly a good rebounder, but he's kind of like one of those slow big men that Tristan can get around. But you can be sure that Bogut's going to be dirty as shit on him.
Mm-hmm.
And Kevin Love has the knack for rebounding. Channing Frye's 7-footer. LeBron's pretty good. We need LeBron to rebound a lot because I think he can really, when he wants to dominate the boards, he really can. Which is kind of
we need that. We need our guards to rebound. I mean, honestly, it'll be interesting to see how many minutes our bigs get and how much LeBron ends up playing the 4 and
5
again. We'll get to it.
We'll get there.
That's going to be fascinating. How many minutes Tristan even gets?
Yeah. All right, last thing I want to say, again, after we get to this, if there's anything else you want to add about the Raptors, please do. Let's just talk for a moment about the class of the Raptors in the Game 6. Really,
that was impressive.
Really hard to kill any of them.
I didn't see it coming.
I did not see it coming. DeRozan just walking down the line of the Cavs bench, shaking hands before the game was over, just talking. It was like, because clearly we're blowing them out. That was really impressive. And DeRozan going up to – it's not DeRozan, sorry. Lowry going up to LeBron and, telling him to go beat the Warriors. Like, go get him. I was like, that.
I believe what he said, Pat, was, "You're a bad motherfucker. Go win it all."
Yep, exactly. That's exactly what he said. It almost makes up for Biyombo's bullshit. I don't think I really want to kill anybody in the Raptors anymore. Do you?
Yeah, there was talk amongst our friends of not wanting to kill. Oh, people have gone soft, man. A couple handshakes and everybody's ready to not murder people. I don't know what's going on. Jeez. People forget real quick.
So Biombo's still dead to you?
Oh my God! You didn't want to murder him?
I did, but by the end of this series,
No, I don't just forget about that stuff. Yeah, for sure, Biombo.
all right.
I said this afterwards. Damari Carroll, I don't like. I want to murder him.
Just because you don't like his hairline? His weird hair?
Not his hairline. I don't like his hair. I don't like his face. I don't like how he talked about us faking fouls and LeBron faking fouls. I didn't enjoy that at all. Lowry
kind of
never
weird.
really got the ref treatment that would have made me want to murder him, but he's
Right.
a step away always from me wanting to murder him. And I think he's got a little bit of Paul Pierce face to him too, which doesn't help his cause.
He does. I think he's taking a step back from the brink, right? He's earned himself a reprieve, but you reserve
He
the
earned a
right.
reprieve too.
Yeah. You reserve the right to put him right back in that kill list.
Yes, and for God's sakes, Luis Scola.
Oh,
I'm trying to murder him.
No, I still want to kill him. I still want to murder Luis Scola. The handshake does not change that. Biombo, I kind of don't need to kill anymore. I think twice about it. Luis Scola, even if he was in the Pacers right now, I'd still want to kill him.
Oh my God!
Just that motherfucker.
Everything about him.
I play him in a regular season game. And I want to fucking murder that asshole.
Yeah,
Rico Suave motherfucker.
But in general, yes, I agree. They comported themselves very well, especially because they got blown the fuck out of that series, man. I know we had those bad couple games, but Jesus Christ,
that was they got worked. They got worked so bad.
That was impressive, man.
Yeah, absolutely. All right, we talked about the OKC Warriors series. I think maybe we could just skip the OKC Warriors series unless you have anything to add about that with the Lost Raptors.
Well, I want to say the one thing that you sort of alluded to earlier, which is the comment that I made when we were watching the game, which is that this will be an interesting test for us. The OKC's defense got a lot of credit in that series. Fast, long, causing them a lot of problems. And I think they caused, in general, more problems than we can.
Yeah, I think it's true to an extent.
To an extent, but I think there's a lot of problems we can cause too, especially if we are locked in and moving as a unit. Our guys don't have a good reputation, but I don't know that that's always fair. And as much credit as KD was getting as for being a two-way player in that series, LeBron's better than him defensively.
Oh, yes.
Even if his wingspan is not KD's, he's better.
Yeah.
So I think there's something we can do there. And importantly, if that was their defense or not, the Warriors' offense started to feel a little bit like the Cavs, especially sort of mid-season Cavs, or even a bit in the Pistons series, where if their three-pointer's not falling, they just got nothing. And that's all it seemed. They would chuck up threes, not even good threes, not even create some action and get somebody an open look, just Clay or Steph dribbling around, making a fake, 6 feet behind the line and throwing up a shot. And as you said, those guys are good enough that they can hit them and it works. But, God, if you can hold them to that, you got to live with it, right? And tip your cap if they're making that shot.
Mm-hmm.
But their offense, oftentimes in that series, didn't feel like it had more to it than that.
Yeah.
To me.
No, that was a really smart observation. It didn't occur to me until you mentioned it, but I was like, yeah, when they are just not hitting the threes and they are driving the basket. But the big difference is Steven Adams is a guy that we don't have on our roster. I mean, we do, but his name is Mozgov, and he's sitting on the bench because he forgot how to play he forgot how to play basketball. So that's one big difference. To me, that's the biggest difference between our defense and theirs. We're also a little bit older, and a little less athletic, a little less a good man-to-man on the ball. But we're very similar. We still have a lot of athleticism. We have a lot of length. But we make up. So while we have a little bit of a drop-off, I think, in defense, at the very least, we definitely have a little bit of a drop-off in defense from OKC that they can do. The rim protection absence is a big difference. But I think we more than make up for that in three-pointers. Our ability to hit, which they can't do.
How about just not being dumb?
Yeah.
Like I think that's a huge thing.
No discipline. They choked as much as anything. They stopped playing the basketball that got them that huge lead. That got them blowouts because they got a little scared and upset that the Warriors were hitting bad shots and hitting threes.
They get super loose with the ball. Russ Ballhawks a ton. He can be an amazing defender, but he also does sort of gets lost sometimes and does some dumb things.
Yep.
And on offense, they're super careless with the ball.
Mm-hmm.
And that's cost them a number of times against Golden State this year, in the playoffs most notably. But that's how they blew the regular season game where Curry hit that 3-quarter shot to win it.
That's right.
It's because Durant got super loose with the ball. You can't. So the Cavs typically don't do that. If we do turn the ball over a lot, we're in big trouble.
Yeah, no, that's true.
It's something we can't do in this series.
That is a big
which seems like we're starting to get into preview time, Patty. And I know it's all
time.
sort of been preview time, but
a little bit. But let's get down to the Nuggets here. The real Nuggets. I love Nuggets. You see that?
That's good. They love making fun of them for that.
Oh, so great, so great! I love that shit. We want. What did Channing Frye say when he was in the interview about like the way they bucked him back up, or so we want to get Kevin back to we want to get Kevin back to the guy who loves Nuggets.
Yes,
that's our guy. Right. That guy who loves Nuggets.
Pat, before we get into this, how about this team being lovable right now?
Where the fuck did this come from?
Remember the team you were so mad at for almost all of March and April?
I believe I called it the least likable first-place team in history from a Cleveland sports standpoint. I've never liked a team less that was in first place in this team going in the playoffs.
You were furious.
It was so annoying. And now I freaking love these guys, like Lil Kev and Richard Jefferson, old man Jefferson's Snapchats.
Everything.
Fry and JR routinely photobombing guys being interviewed on camera off court. And like I said, Channing Frye, by the way, has great photobomb.
Oh, he's good. He's got good side eye.
Yeah, he's his big eyes. Yep. He gets a little bit of smile on his face, like, hey, what's going on? Hey. Whereas JR does his like super creepy, like drifting face side eye. It's great.
Sure.
It's all great.
Of course, going 12-2 in the playoffs helps to feel that way.
Yes, exactly. This is the team we expected to see in the regular season 2 years ago.
Yes.
Yep. Sort of. But offensively, certainly. Oh man, yeah.
Anyway, I'm enjoying the hell out of them. I feel there was less anxiety for me. My wife commented on this, that this playoffs to this point was easier than last year's. I hate to break it to her. That's all about to change, I think. But
yes.
I think we have assumed that we were going to get back to this point. Whether we said it or not, we assumed that we were going to get here. Mm-hmm. And so everything else was a little easier, and also less meaningful.
Yes, agreed. In the sense that Kevin Love didn't have his arm torn out from socket, and Kyrie was healthy. So we kind of knew that with those things in place, there was no real threat to us. Whereas last year, we really could have lost the Bulls very easily. And the Hawks were terrifying going into that series in the sense that they seemed like the Warriors East, right? Potentially.
Yes, and so that win felt a lot more meaningful.
Exactly.
That series win.
And we had a couple of really close games.
Yep.
So that kind of colored that stress that we had the whole series. I have to say, man, I really prefer having my insane period where my work productivity vanishes, and I am a shaking emotional wreck. Confined to just 2 weeks as opposed to 2 months. It's vastly preferable.
It's better that way.
It's much better that way.
Much better that way.
To be really honest about that.
Totally agree.
All right.
Totally agree.
So I read a good piece by Kevin Pelton. Did you read the Kevin Pelton Insider piece?
Yes.
Good, because I read it with your account.
Of course. You read all your insider pieces.
Exactly. Freeloading, like a true libertarian. Basically, he says, if you can tell me who's going to have the better three-point shooting percentage in this series, I can probably tell you who's going to win. I think that's probably true. It's not really a bold statement, but I think it comes down to it. The three-pointers are going to decide this thing. To me, the key is our ability to maintain composure when they get hot, the way I feel like Oklahoma City did not. We can't change our offense. We can't try and get quick baskets. We can't change our defense and overload trying to stop them. I think we have to just trust, call timeouts, body them a little bit, playing a little bit differently, but we got to make sure we don't leave them open for extra passes and all that shit that happens when you start to overplay them, right?
Mm-hmm.
I mean, I almost want to call this the Schroeder lesson, a Schroeder lesson. It's sort of not applicable because Schroeder is not these guys, not even like remotely. But the point was we had a plan with Schroeder and he got super hot and he was burning the shit out of us. But we stuck to it and let him keep shooting. I'm not saying we let them just shoot wide open, but we didn't change the defense. We stuck to the game plan.
Correct. And
Schroeder started to miss and we ended up pulling it out. That's what we have to do. We have to trust in our game plan. If it doesn't work, we change it after the game. You can't change the game plan in the middle of the game unless it's like super obvious it's not working. We got to change that shit early. We have to be able to stick to the game because I've gotten to the point, Matty, where I kind of trust Lou that he's gonna have a good game plan that's worth trying out completely.
Yeah, it feels that way, and that was, by the way, sort of the Warriors' lesson from their series, right? Was stick with what worked, and even when they got blown out, it was like, all right, let's stay the course. This will come back around. Mm-hmm. I have to say, though, Patty, that the series being decided by 3-pointers against the best 3-point shooting team in NBA history is a little scary.
It's terribly scary. One thing we have going for us is that we're the hotter shooting team right now, and we didn't shoot as well as them in the regular season because we weren't playing like this in the regular season. We didn't have this kind of rhythm. We didn't have that our death bench, as I'll call them.
Right.
Has that been coined yet, the death bench?
No, I think Dave McMenamin was still looking for a name for him, the last I saw.
Yeah, death bench is, I think, pretty good. Because they have the attribute of a death lineup, but they're bench players.
I get where it comes from, Pat, but it's
Yeah.
At best.
Not doing
it best.
For you? All right, we'll keep working on that in this series.
It's scary unless we are a historically great 3-point shooting team and we just didn't know it. And I'm not sure that we are. I'm not sure that we're not.
We did, Matt.
What we did in that Atlanta series was unbelievable, and that's in us somewhere.
Well, we not only broke the single game record for threes, we broke it twice. We broke our record.
I think we tied it once and then broke it.
No, we broke it, and then the Warriors broke our record in the playoffs.
We tied it. We tied. We got 20, and then the Warriors got 21 the next day.
Oh, I see.
And then like a week later, we got 25.
Right. And
then we got 21 again later in the series.
Okay, that's right. That's what it was. Anyway, that's the point. Like, it's not really a fluke. It's just that we can go cold, and that's the worrisome thing.
Yep. No, I'm with you there. It is just a little terrifying.
Okay.
But it's an enormous advantage for us above what Oklahoma City could do, who can't hit threes. Right. And if they hit 7 threes in a game, that's a lot. That's a bad 3-point shooting game from us.
Yeah, exactly.
Disastrous. I'd go so far as to say.
Absolutely. If we can get
unless we're getting to the rim like Toronto let us.
Exactly. Which is probably not going to happen with Golden State. Well, who knows? Just because they're going to allow Raymond Green to foul the shit out of everyone who comes to the basket to say, "Oh, look, great defense!" He just hacks the shit out of us, kicks the nuts. Mm-hmm. That'll be really aggravating. Damn, I forgot what I was going to say, Matty.
You want to go to the next point?
I guess we'll go to the next point, which is let's just talk about how we should be defending their starting five. The two big keys to me. I mean, I'll go a lot of order and just say. Obviously, you put TT on Dre, right, and Love on Bogut if they have Bogut starting.
Yes.
Yeah. TT, I am not worried about managing those pick and rolls with Dre the way that we would have Love doing that. Oh, God, that's awful.
They're just going to put Love into pick and rolls in that situation. They're just going to use Bogut in the pick and rolls, I think. Yeah, my assumption is they're just going to attack Love wherever he is.
I agree with you, but you know what? I don't think Bogut is as terrifying on the perimeter.
No, I'd much rather have Love trap the pick and roll hard, whoever's coming off of it, and then give the ball back to Bogut wherever he is.
Because he'll be far from the rim.
Bogut's not going to play a lot in this series, I don't think.
No, they're going to go away from that very quickly. I think the big key with that starting five, honestly, and in general throughout the whole series, is J.R. Smith on Klay Thompson. He's going to be starting. He's guarding him. If he guards him anywhere, closely to the way he played Korver, And I don't think Korver is quite as athletic as Klay Thompson or as fast.
No.
But if
Not even close.
Not even close. That's true. But
I take your point.
Yeah, the point being,
if JR is really able to own that.
Yeah.
That's an enormous thing.
It's a huge thing.
JR needs to have the series of his life.
Yeah. One of it was nice was that JR, I think, played pretty well. JR kind of always played Korver well because, again, Korver's not athletic. But he runs through a lot of picks, and JR would lose Klay Thompson through a lot of picks in the finals last year. But then, it was amazing was that Shump was the guy who was great on him last year, and Shump's generally terrible in fighting through picks and following guys through screens. And also, Shump can allow the Warriors to hide someone on defense. So the more minutes JR can play, the better off we are. And we'll be.
I think we might be in a world where he's playing 40 plus.
Yeah, I tend to agree with you. But he needs to be able to earn those 40 on defense, if that makes sense. That's really important.
Yeah, and we probably need him to hit 3 to 5 threes a game.
Oh, easily. We need that big time. We need to bomb threes from every which angle, Matty.
That is correct. You feel good with Kyrie on Curry?
I feel good enough. I mean,
okay, not good, but
Curry's gonna get his. I encourage you to read David Zabek's. This is to the readers, to our listeners. Excuse me, Maddie. I think you've read this already. David Zabek's article from earlier this year on his novel theory to beat the Warriors, which is let Steph get his. Let him shoot the lights out and just stop everything else. I still think there's something to that, which is why, let Kyrie just play him. And let him play him, let him get his points. Don't let him get anything else going.
Mm-hmm.
Don't let him get the other guys going. Let them stay cold. Don't let the ball move.
I think there's something to that.
Because that does tend to get them into that bad rut where they start to jack up bad threes because they don't get a chance to get in their rhythm. They don't get a chance to get in their offense. I think there's something to be said for that, and that's why I'm kind of good with Kyrie on Curry.
The other way is going to be interesting because I presume that they're going to put Klay on Kyrie.
Interesting. Curry on JR?
I mean, and Curry on JR.
Interesting.
I would. I mean, Klay's a
good defender.
Defender, man.
He's good. Long, fast. Good.
He's really good.
Yeah.
I assume that's what they'll do with him. I mean, Curry will guard him at times, but
well, they got I think they got to do.
They got to run Curry through the.
You're in JR through so many fucking screens.
Yes.
Elbows, hip checks.
Half
the more. You're like, oh sure, no. Yeah. You run your star player with the tender knee through a million fucking picks. Yeah, no, keep on JR. Good.
I think they have to do that. So, what's going to be? I assume they do that and then use switch Barnes and Green up on LeBron. I don't think we're going to see that lineup, as I said, a whole lot. I don't think Bogut plays a ton in this series. He got played off the court last year against the Cavs with that depleted unit that we had. I think they start going death lineup pretty fast.
I was going to say, let's get to the death lineup.
And maybe even to starting it sooner rather than later in the series.
Right. So how do you count the death lineup? What's your lineup?
I mean, the real interesting thing is can all against that lineup. I don't know if he can.
Love or Fry.
I think
Fry to me is very similar.
In
terms of his defensive limitation and his shooting and what he brings to the table.
Very similar issue. So I think you see the TT, Bron, Smith, Irving, and then Delly or Shumpert, depending on who's playing well, I guess. We'll get to this, but I think the play of those bench guys is going to be critical for us because they were not great in the Raptors series. Those two guys.
That's true.
But and then the other thing is, do we see LeBron at the 5 with all 4 of those other guys that I mentioned?
Yeah.
That's super fascinating.
those are the two things that I'm interested in. One is I think I want to see them play LeBron at the 5, have him on Draymond, and then have Shump, JR, Delly, and Kyrie on the floor, right?
Mm-hmm.
I love that idea. I'd love to see that at some point. I would like to see him experiment with this, which is that I do think you can actually hide someone on the death
On
line.
Barnes?
Yeah.
Hide Love on Barnes?
Yeah, because you know what? Maybe,
Or Iguodala?
Yeah, or Iguodala. Like, for example, with Barnes, I would have Love make sure just to stick with him on the perimeter. Stick with him on the perimeter. Don't let him get an easy shot from the perimeter. Let him try and drive past you. Let him try and post you up or whatever. Because honestly, if Barnes is going to beat us with drive to the basket,
yeah,
fine.
I take your point.
He's athletic. Sure, he can, and he can burn us, and it'll be rough to watch and rough to stick with. But again, shooter principle. Yeah, that dude's not a great finisher at the rim. So yeah, let him try. Love kind of stick with it. Iggy, however, the reason why Iggy was rough is that Iggy will blow past Love and just dunk the shit out of it. Iggy's a good finisher. Iggy's a very good finisher. He's a bad 3-point shooter, but I don't want to give him practice 3-pointers like we had with Timo. So I sort of feel like it's hiding Love on Harrison Barnes or Fry on Harrison Barnes. I'd like to see them try that at some point and see how, and give it like a couple minutes and see how it goes. Because I think that could really.
Oh, I think they will. Because
that gives you all the shooting of our own death lineup, and we get to hide some on them. They don't really. I mean, they could sort of hide on us, but like I feel like Kevin Love could probably. I don't know. Do you think Kevin Love can post up Harrison Barnes?
Yes.
I think he probably could beat up on him, right?
Yes. I don't know that that's who they defend him with in that lineup. I think they defend him with Green.
Oh, that's true. But then LeBron.
And they'd put Iguodala on LeBron.
That's true. Of course, I didn't think about that. Of course, that makes sense. And then who's Barnes guarding? He's good enough. He can guard. Yeah, exactly.
Shumpert.
Hide him on Shumpert, right? Well, no, but you don't need Shumpert.
Dellavedova.
Yeah,
I mean, that's where things get tough.
Yeah, exactly. It's gonna be rough. Shit. So I'd like to see that just to see how that works out and see how we can make that play. Having 5 shooters in the floor to match their 5 shooters. Well, honestly, Iggy's not even a shooter. But I also like TT and LeBron at the 5. I like TT and LeBron playing, but I also like the idea of a Shump lineup with LeBron at the 5.
I'll be very interested to see if we see that.
Yeah, me too. Very much so. So how many minutes do you think Kevin Love plays per game?
God, I mean, I think if it's less than 25, it's not good for us.
Oh yeah, Jesus. I sort of feel like it's less than 30. It's not good for us.
That's probably right.
I think he's got to get to 30.
I don't think he can.
He's not going to play he won't be playing the most minutes because this is not.
He's not going to play 40 minutes.
This is not a good match. This is not a good matchup for him. He knows it. We all know it.
But he needs to be hitting threes, rebounding like a maniac, and I said this earlier, and not being a tire fire on defense. And if he's doing that and getting a little post up action, drawing some fouls, that's an underrated thing that he does, man.
Yeah, but he won't
fouls in the post.
It's true, but he won't get it against this team.
I don't know.
I feel like I've never seen him get a foul against the Warriors. The way they
just don't think they're going to call us. They're just not going to call fouls in the post.
Against the Warriors, rarely, because the Warriors just they're just playing hard D, Matt.
Well, that's true, but it's still. I think that's
how the refs look at it. I mean, the amount of leniency they get in the post just drives me crazy. In general, with defense, but I just feel like that's going to trump Love's ability to get calls as well. Because Love also gets a lot of a lot of lack of respect, partially because he's going for fouls and he's not that graceful at it. So
no, he's not at all.
It's so obvious he's going for the foul that it looks bad and they don't want to call it. So he has that going against him as well. But no, if he gets some calls, that's huge.
So I think we want to see him play 32 to 35 minutes a game.
Oh yeah, that'd be great. Anything over 30, I think I'm probably pretty happy with for him.
Let me ask you a question that's not on our rundown list, Patty. But do you think your what'd you call it, death bench, can that play in this series? Because the Warriors actually were able to hold their own a lot coming out beginning of the second, beginning of the fourth, sitting their three big guys and playing those Livingston, Spates lineups. Bench bunch, an effective counter to that.
It's a good question. We'll have to see. The big problem is that we don't have a guard that really matches up well against Livingston. We can post them up. And that's problematic.
I think Shumpert can handle him down there. You don't think Delly can handle it? Do you know how tough Delly is?
He's tough, but he's short. But you're right. Shump is a little taller.
Killed a kangaroo when he was 4.
With his bare hands. No, you're right. Shump's a little taller. Could probably handle that. But I feel like we always had trouble with Livingston in matchups. But the
He's
big problem
super
is what?
Cavs killer.
The big problem is what? Who guards Spates?
No, I don't think.
I feel like
Channing Frye can guard Spates. That's not a problem.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I don't know. I feel like we'll be fine. I feel like that's a.
I really need. Delly had a bad series. I think he was nicked up in that Raptor series.
Yeah.
I need him to play way better than that. We don't need him to do what he did last year. He doesn't need to play 45 minutes a game and nearly kill himself. That's a luxury we have for the time being, at least.
Do we know if he's back to his coffee?
Oh, I think so. He talks about coffee all the time on his Twitter feed.
That's right. The Good Day Deli coffee beans are for sale.
Yes, that's right.
No, I wasn't sure if he's doing his pregame cup of coffee, which he stopped doing in the finals because it was dehydrating him.
He's got to be back on it. He's not playing that many minutes.
It's true.
But we need something good from him, especially if Love gets played off. Like, he and Shumpert need to step up big
time.
And step up big means play really smart. I'm looking at you, Shumpert, when I say this. Smart, hard-nosed D, and hit some three-pointers. Like, I feel like anything we're getting out of them is for both of those guys in this series. And if we can get 1 to 3 3-pointers a game out of those two, that's big.
That's huge. It's huge. Maddie,
and I think in general, points from our bench, Patty. Sorry to interrupt you.
No, go for it.
I think we need that. So Fry, God, I think we're hoping for 9 to 12 a game from him.
Mm-hmm.
Something like that. Something in the 5 to 8 range from Delly and Shumpert maybe. And then whatever we get from old man Jefferson is great. But 20 to 30 from our bench.
Mm-hmm.
God, that seems like too much now that I say it.
Yeah, it's a lot to ask for. To be honest.
I take it back now that I said it, because I don't think they're going to play that much. LeBron's going to play 42 to 46 minutes a game easily.
That's the one advantage. That's the one advantage to our playoff run, is that LeBron's ready for that.
Yes,
he's ready for it.
And you know what? And God bless him for being in the kind of shape he is to handle that.
Holy shit! Yeah.
I mean, Jesus Christ! To talk about underrated aspects of that guy, just the kind of shape that he's in, is incredible. He's going to play that much. Kyrie's playing 40 plus. I think, as I said earlier, I think JR is playing 40 plus. The wrinkle will be what Love and TT get, and then how many of those minutes get eaten, not necessarily by Fry, but by LeBron moving up a size, and Shumpert and Delly playing more, and RJ playing more even.
Yep, exactly.
So I think we might see a little more, so I don't know. I'm talking myself back into it. I think 20 to 25 from our bench is not crazy, because we'll get less production out of Love. That's true.
We're not getting those huge big 3 nights that we got in the Eastern Conference playoff games. Let's bring it back full circle, though, Maddie. At the beginning of the year, I said that we're only going to win a title if Kyrie Irving is our best player. Now, I said that because I thought that LeBron didn't have this kind of a season left in it. After watching last year how he's banged up, I didn't think he'd get back to this level of athleticism that makes him so horrifying. Right now, Kyrie Irving's our highest. I think the leading scorer in the playoffs for the Cavs.
I think LeBron might have overtaken him actually.
Oh, just at the end.
Because he had that crap game 3, and then LeBron had a monster game 6. I think
That's
LeBron's
true.
just ahead of him,
That's true.
but it's really close. It's very close between the two of them.
LeBron still is the best player, but I tend to feel like we still need Kyrie to be the MVP of this finals if we're going to have a chance to win. We need that superlative, crazy Kyrie Irving series because there's going to be moments where we're like back against the wall, Golden State's doing crazy shit. The one guy who can just start hitting everything is Kyrie. LeBron can do amazing things, and will continue to do amazing things throughout the series, but I feel like Kyrie is the guy that's going to start to go off, 48 special off, if you know what I mean.
Mm-hmm. So I disagree only slightly. I think if we win the series, LeBron will be the MVP. Kyrie to go another level. So this is I don't know. It's not a semantic quibble, but it's I don't know, some kind of quibble like that. You're right. He needs to put himself on that level where after the series, people are talking about him with Westbrook and Curry and Chris Paul and being like, the Kyrie's in this conversation. That's how good he is. Yep. And part of that means stepping up defensively. And I'm not saying being Chris Paul on defense, but just stepping up and not being a disaster, being a plus there.
Exactly.
Being smart with the ball on offense and not doing this shit where the over dribbling stuff. If that happens more than a couple times in the series, we're probably in trouble. And it means being what we've seen him be, which is shooting the lights out, breaking people down off the dribble like crazy.
Yep.
Getting into the defense and creating chaos.
Absolutely.
And finishing. And God, I mean, we need him to step up.
Yep.
Big.
Yeah, we need Kyrie, Kevin Love, and TT to have kind of the series of their lives.
JR
too.
JR man. I sort of feel like everybody needs to. LeBron needs to be incredible.
LeBron does too.
That's one of the things I wanted to talk about very quickly because I know we're pushing your time a little. Is
you're good. I told you, man.
LeBron,
it's a long one. Told you.
That's true.
I had a lot to say.
LeBron's efficiency needs to be where it was in that Toronto series, where his jump shot wasn't really on except for a couple games, but he just wasn't shooting it.
Yeah.
And I'm fine with that. Is if we're getting the action we want, that LeBron at the nail, as my brother said, the old Mike Brown play, man, was really looking good with these players around him.
Absolutely.
Last year's finals, we'll remember he was extraordinarily inefficient. And that was just part of the deal we had with who was around him. We need him super, super efficient, taking high percentage shots, hopefully making his layups, which he is struggling to do last year. I know part of that in the finals is because he was getting beat to hell every time he was going to the rim, but even so, we need him to and it'd be super interesting to see if they do what Toronto started to do, which is just back way off of him.
Yeah.
And clog the paint. And does he have enough in his jump shot to sustain it? We need all that from him. I mean, he has to have the series of his life, I feel like.
Yeah.
I know that's saying a tremendous amount, but
given the series he's had in his life. All right, well, Matty, I think it's time to give me your Cavs win if, Cavs lose if keys. I'll give you mine.
Sure. So I think winning involves less than 10 turnovers per game on average. So if they're going to win 4, they got to have at least 4 where they're not turning the ball over. I think it means handily winning the rebounding battle. Handily. Their defensive rebounding got a little weak to me in the Raptors, certainly in the Raptors series when Biyombo went nuts. But on both sides of the ball. So that means locking down defensive rebounding, even at the price of fast breaking a little bit, and hitting the offensive boards hard. And final is, you said it, man, 3-point shooting.
Yep.
Right. So do we shoot a better percentage than they do? Even if it's not the volume, do we shoot a better percentage?
Yeah, I agree. I'd say I start with the threes. I think that's the biggest factor. If we're hitting our threes, if we're hitting either a better percentage or at least over 40%, we're hanging with them. That's one factor. The second factor, I feel like I kind of buy into David Zavek's theory. I think if we can limit the other guys from getting going, keeping them low, and so that Curry is the main scorer, make him do everything.
And does that really mean Clay? Does that really mean Clay to you?
Clay, it means Dre. It means all their role players, right? Because they have a lot of guys who scored, a medium amount of points, right? And it adds up, including Dre. I think it means just making Curry try to do all the scoring himself. If we see him working his ass off every possession down the court, he's going to wear it out on defense. And the dude's not super healthy. He's healthy when he's doing well, and he's hurt when he's not playing well.
Yes, correct.
For him. Fucking bitch. So that's the big second key for me. The third key for me, I'm going to go with we need huge games from two of our four that we talked about besides LeBron. Kyrie, Love, TT, JR. I don't know if that's true, if two is enough. It might need to be four. But I'm going to say 2 of 4. If two of those four guys have huge games, right? For example, if Kevin Love is having a big night, is scoring 20 points and hitting 3-pointers and being on the floor for 35 minutes a game, that's huge for him. Huge for TT is being one of those just dominant offensive rebounders that's getting us extra possessions and forcing Golden State to crash the boards on defense, which hurts their fast break opportunities, right? He needs to be that kind of we talk about gravity, right, with 3-point shooters. TT has gravity on the boards. We need him to have that gravity on the boards to pull their rebounders underneath the basket to slow down their transition opportunities. JR needs to just bomb threes and play amazing balls out D on Klay Thompson. Kyrie needs to hit crazy shots, but also, again, to just be that plus defender. That's a great game from him. Obviously, Kyrie is going to score points. That's not a great game from him. A great game for Kyrie, from my perspective, is he hits a ton of threes, a high percentage, one, and he plays plus defense on Curry, right? So if I get 2 of those 4 performances, I think that plus threes over 40%, or whatever threes, at a good clip, higher than the Warriors, or above 40%. Plus playing the Curry game. I think 2 of those 3 can help us win.
It feels, compared to last year, we just had to junk it up and slow the game way down and sort of hope. It feels like this year we want to outscore them. Yeah,
I think it's our only chance, which is scary. As you said, it's scary that we have to outshoot the greatest 3-point shooting team in history. And the Cavs lose it. I think one, we missed the threes. The Spurs, they start spursing the ball, right? They start passing the ball like crazy, and we get easy baskets under the rim. Because once we try to adjust for that, that's when they start splashing threes. And then our 4 guys. So it's really, it's not always the reverse of those 3, but in this case it is. So that's how I feel.
Yeah, I think it's if they have a level hit where they're hitting threes from not every which angle, but every which distance, that's essentially undefendable. And if they have enough of that, I don't think there's anything we could do, right?
Exactly.
That's game set for almost anybody. So if that happens, if we have long sustained shooting droughts, I think we're just done for.
Yep.
Because we won't be able to withstand whatever they can do, even if it's not their A++ game. And 3, I think we lose if LeBron's not the best player in the series.
Yeah.
And I know you disagree with that because you think it could be Kyrie, but I think it's got to be him. And I think he's not necessarily scores the most, but has his fingerprints all over it. And LeBron can do that in a bunch of different ways. But I think we got to see that.
I just feel like LeBron's going to be great in his way. And if Kyrie ends up being the best player in the series, meaning he's better than anyone on the Warriors,
Yeah. No, I got you.
then I think we got it. But that's a big tall order for a young guy like that. Oh, before we go, there was one interesting thing I looked up. Oh, come on. Where the fuck did this go? God damn it. There's an amazing stat that I found from Justin Rowan, otherwise known as Cavs Canada, that looked at the stats between two players, one last year in the playoffs and one this year in the playoffs. Let's see if I can read you the stats. God damn it. Here we go.
This is not good radio, Pat.
No, I know. It's just good to I get to edit this out later. But no, I had the whole thing up, and it just went away. All right, so one player's numbers: 45% field goal percentage, 42% 3-point shooting percentage. It made 4 a game, took 10 a game. Let's see, 4.6 rebounds, 5.8 assists, 1.7 steals. 3.6 turnovers, 26 points per game. Second player, 48% field goal percentage. That's higher. 45% three-point shooting. That's higher, but half as many attempts. Free throws are equal. Rebounds a little lower, 2.5%. Assists, 5.1%, slightly lower. Steals, 1.5, same. 24 points per game. 25. Who are you taking for those two guys?
I guess player 2.
Yep. It's Kyrie in the playoffs this year. First player number 1 was Curry last year in the playoffs. So Kyrie's playing great ball. I don't know if he'll be able to keep it up against this team.
Yeah.
But this is the player we need. This is the player we deserve. It's time. You want to go first?
You want me to go first, I can tell. I will go first. I want this bad. Real bad. I mean, I'm living out here, Pat. I'm this every damn day. I got a whole bunch of trash I want to talk.
Yep. Mm-hmm. Don't say but.
I think our life is Warriors 7.
Or what? Sorry, it was breaking up.
Our lot in life, yours and mine, is Warriors in 7. The thing that scares me most is going up 3-0 in the series and knowing the Warriors are going to it's never been done. That's how damaged I am.
One of the great things about Major League 2, which is otherwise a pretty bad movie compared to Major League, is that they got Cleveland. The nightmare scenario of the series, the ALCS in that movie, was that we won the first 3 games and then lost the next 3, which is never happened except for the Yankees blowing against the Red Sox. Like, I don't think anyone's even done that, like, let alone come back all the way to win. Yeah, that's certainly how I feel. Maddie, I've learned something about my life as a sports fan. I've learned something about the joy I have watching these teams and appreciating how great this team is and how much I love them. We're a superstitious lot. Certainly, it is a very respectable opinion to say even Warriors in 6. Some would even argue Warriors in 5, which I think is disrespectful. Like HP Basketball says something along the lines of like Warriors in 6. It's only in 6 because I respect the Cavs. But meaning he thinks the Warriors are going to win in 5, but the Cavs are really, really good, and he doesn't want to disrespect them. Mm-hmm. So it's certainly reasonable to make that call. I'm going to say these two teams are so good, anything can fucking happen. And I'm tired of going through life scared, holding my head low, expecting and waiting for the end. Like, I know what's coming, Maddie. I know it's coming. I'm fully expecting us to lose the series and for my heart to be ripped out from my chest. But you know what? I don't think it's going to happen. I'm going to call it. I'm going to say Cavs in 7.
Cavs in 7. They come out here into the Oracle, into the madness out here.
No. Sorry, I'm at 6.
Okay.
Cavs in 6. You threw me off by saying Warriors in 7. I'm just gonna say
your lips to God's ears, buddy.
Cavs in 6. I think that's our one chance, and I think we can pull it off. I think it's like the odds are very low. We've gone through and explained exactly how low they are, but the point is, all the things we've outlined, Matt, aren't impossible.
No,
they aren't even unlikely. They're just not sure things. But frankly, so the fuck is the Warriors. The shit they have to go through to get through us.
Yeah, I think at a minimum, the playoffs have shown that the Warriors bleed, right?
That's right. They bleed. Just like you and me.
And if they bleed, Patty, we can kill them.
That's right.
Yeah, I think some of the aura was taken off of them. That comeback added a little bit to it, for sure.
Mm-hmm.
It makes me nervous, but
for sure.
This is not
for sure, if we get in a lead, I'm going to be nervous as shit and expecting us to blow it. But I think this team is stronger than the Cleveland Psyche. We'll see what happens.
To get one of these first two?
No.
I think we need to get one of the first two. No, we can lose them both and still.
Mm-hmm. I think we can lose them both. I don't want us to. I think it'll make it really hard because game 3 is must win. And there's that.
And really, game 4 is must win.
Of course. Yeah, exactly. We should win 2 in a row. I've seen a LeBron team do it before. Against a team that we similarly supposedly had no shot against after giving them a tough fight the year before. Right?
Yeah. That's true.
So I think what matters, Matt, is how we play those 2 games. You and I said this actually. I'm referring to the Pistons series, Pistons 2, which I referred to earlier this year when I was having that weird feeling about the Raptors.
Series. Yeah.
I was like, this is having the feeling of that Pistons series, where we won the first 2 and then they didn't have a chance. Then they suddenly came back and really, won 2 games in a row. Then they had a 48 special and they won the series, right? The Cavs, that is.
Mm-hmm.
But that's my point, is that the first year no one gave us a chance, right? No one gave us a chance. We got blown out in the first game. We I think we played a little better in the second game. We got blown out in the second game. I think we came back a little bit towards the end.
Yes, it wasn't a blowout.
It wasn't a blowout, but it was closer. But it wasn't like last shot. Like it wasn't. They still had a very comfortable win. We were still expecting a sweep, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Then we won, as you said, the next 3. Which was crazy, and then they won the game 7, right? And no, I'm sorry, right? We won the next 3, and we lost in Cleveland.
Yeah, this is the first version. We lost in Cleveland and then lost in Detroit. Yes,
exactly. So round 2, same thing, but both games 1 and games 2 in particular, we had chances to win the game at the end.
Mm-hmm.
Both games 1 and games 2. We didn't get the steal, which hurt. But we loved the way we played, and we felt like we could beat them. We felt like we hung with them in 2 straight games in their court. They had sweated out at home. I remember thinking, and we were talking about this at the time when it was happening, that I'm okay. I think we got these guys. I think we have a good chance. We won the next 2. It's great. We went back to the Pistons to prove it, and that's when the 48 special happened. And then Game 6, what we were terrified about was like the crazy homecoming of Boobie Gibson.
Yeah.
So that's why we don't have to win the first 2. One of the first 2.
But we got to play well.
Oh God, we got to play well. We have to show that we can win every game. We can't let ourselves get blown out. We really can't. So that's the big thing to look for, I think.
I don't know. We just saw a team get blown out two games and come back and win a series.
That's true.
It's been weird like that. But I think we need to get one of these for me to feel like we got a shot. But that's me.
I feel like my point being, if we lose the first 2 on the road, and get blown out. And both are blown out in one, and we Lou dropped the other one. I don't know if we're done, but like it doesn't look good. It doesn't look good.
Yeah.
Not great.
Yeah.
Not great.
Not great, Bob. All
All
right.
right. So Cavs are 6 for me because fuck it. This team can do it. This team can fucking do it. So why not? Why not believe in your team?
Yeah.
I don't.
7 for me because I don't want to jinx anything.
I don't begrudge you, Maddie. If we could jinx things, we had the power over controlling jinxes. The Cavs would be. The Cleveland would have won a title by now. Jinx no matter what the fuck we do. So I'm going to just choose to be happy and optimistic, and I'll deal with the pain.
You're being logical and realistic now, Pat. You've abandoned me.
No,
My moment of need.
I'm just saying. I think if there is a jinx, it's too powerful for us to control. This is me being illogical. Too powerful for us to control with reverse jinxes, predicting that we're going to lose. I think this team's either going to win or it's going to not. And
oh yeah, I can't reverse it. I just don't want to guarantee something bad happens.
Yeah, I don't think I'm guaranteeing it because you're not. We're expected to lose anyways.
This is my thing, Patty.
Yeah. If you want to get a jinx territory, we can talk about whether you should be buying a Curry jersey and I should ship you my Mozgov jersey. You ship me the Curry jersey so that I can then, reverse the jinx.
Yeah, that's too much.
Might be a little too much. I can't remember if I have to buy a Curry jersey. That's why I would need you to buy it.
Yeah.
All right. I think that kind of does it. We're, as I said, even an hour and a half. I told you it's going to be a little extra tonight.
No, that was a good one, buddy.
It was good. It was worth it, too. All right, Thursday night. No, Maddie, last year we potted after every game.
I can try it.
I think it's doable because there's a lot of time off between games, which is kind of bullshit because it helps the Warriors more than us.
Let's try it.
Let's try it. First game Thursday, so I don't know if we'll get to Friday night, but we'll probably come to you guys on Saturday at the very latest. And then game 2 is on Sunday. Then we get again 2 days off, so we'll come to you on Monday. Maybe Tuesday. No, probably Monday. And then we have the games in Cleveland, which have the shortest turnaround. One game off in between, so that'll be a Wednesday night game. Hold on. Yeah, Wednesday night game.
And then a Friday.
Right? Friday?
Yeah, I think that's right.
I mean, that can't be right. Thursday, Sunday. No, it's a Tuesday night game. Sorry. Followed by a Thursday night game. So we'll have to come to you on Wednesday night for the next one. Then it goes back to Sunday and Wednesday. All right, Maddie. I think it does it for the Sports Hour.
All right.
Until next time, this is Maddie and Patty saying friendship.
Ship.